Somewhere in 90s, where I started my infra construction career, I was working as a land surveyor assistant guy, and the land surveyor was the guy who was with his leveling instrument looking with the binoculars, and I was the guy as an assistant guy who was with the leveling staff, carrying the staff and walking all over the field when we were building Mussala Harbor at the city of Kotka in Finland. In 96, I was 15 years old in those times. When we came to 21st century, the surveying guys, they got some more instruments. They got total stations and they got GPS and later CNSS devices, and they started to work all by themselves, going all over the field and doing measurement things. And then I, as an assistant guy, I started to do something else. Land surveyors were happy they could do their professional work all by themselves and everything went good. But then they noticed that, hey, we have to walk a lot. Previously, it was like that the assistant guy like me was walking and then they were just standing by and watching with the binoculars. But now they had to walk a lot. So they thought about, hey, wouldn't this be possible to do some other way? Maybe not all measurement, but some of the measurements, especially those where you have to travel long distances. So then we come to the drones and how you can use the drone, ortophotos, 360 photos, what kind of measurements you can do with the drone technology on your site, on your infra construction site. And that is our today's topic. Infrakit and drone with 360 photos in a highway project. I'm Manu Marttinen. I'm from Infrakit Services. I have been working here since 6 months, and maybe you can remember me our last webinar from June. I got a background in infra construction field since 19s, so I have been working as an infra constructor. And I'm going to walk with you guys in a nutshell what is Infrakit, and after that we have our special guest here, Mr. Harri Taina, who is one of those guys who was working before I came to infra construction field, and he has been doing surveying things a lot, and he has been used the latest technology nowadays in his sites. So what is Infrakit in a nutshell? If you think about the whole environment of infra construction field, so you start with initial data, you go to the design and construction and digital handover. So with Infrakit Cloud for Infra project, it can help you with this whole environment, with the whole life cycle. You can collect all initial data with Infrakit or the surveying material, for example with drones or with some other measurements. When you do your design, it doesn't matter what is your design environment. All the data, the design data, can be migrated to Infrakit Cloud, and from Infrakit Cloud we can share it to the site, to the all machine control system. It doesn't matter what is the brand, we can use it in every brand, and we can do the machine control in our site. And when we are handling the quality measurements and other quality issues, we can use Infrakit to collect all the information from your site. And after that, the digital handover, everything is on the folders, correct folders, based on map. We can do the handover to the client. So you can also consider Infrakit as a digital project bank based on map. So the map and the position is always there on the back. I can show you just quickly from the Infrakit how it works. So basically now you can see our demo project here, and all the material you can put on the measurement line. So just first choose the alignment, and then you can basically put there all needed material. For example, I will choose here the highest combination of surface from Tammitia, and then I can choose there as well some background maps. So I will put there Tammitia detail design. And of course, as well, you can set there all the documents that you have been imported to your project, all the as-built points, and all the images. So basically, you can handle all material what is related to your infra project in Infrakit. And if you need, for example, to take a cross-section, you can draw it anywhere related to your alignment, or if you don't have an alignment, you can draw it anywhere you want. And you can do also like some measurements from the cross-section. For example, this excavation depth and height. And that's not the all the related information are also in your tablet computer. You can use it with your mobile devices, with your phone, or with your tablet. So basically, you can set there all the needed information as well. For example, now here I put there one highest combination of model and then one alignment. And basically I can take the cross section here as well. All the information you need to do your infra construction business is on your pocket with your tablet computer. So basically, that's Infrakit in a nutshell. And now we can go to our topic today, because we have here our special guest, Mr. Harri Taina. Like I mentioned, he has been working a lot in infra construction field, doing land surveyor things in many sites all over Finland. So welcome, Harri. Nice to have you here.
Okay, thank you. And hello to all. I will share my screen there. Maybe you can see my monitor too. So you can see Infrakit there now. Okay, as you heard, I'm now working as a surveying manager here in Destia in Finland, and have been working, I think, a little bit over 30 years, but still going strong. And now I will show you the use of the drones in our project in Lahti. But before that, I will show you a short slideshow of the project. So you should see it here. So it's a main road number 12, and it's called the Lahti Ring Road. And we have a sub-project 1A in Hollola, and it was a design and build project. Here you can see Lahti, and the traffic goes from Tampere Kouvola and Jyväskylä, they must go almost from the center of the city of Lahti. And now the one we are building goes from here. So here you can see the old road. If you go to, for example, Jyväskylä or Kouvola or Lappeenranta, you are going this road now, but after it will be opened somewhere at the beginning of December maybe. So this is our part starting from Soramäki Interchange, and it ends here a little bit after Ocaronian Interchange. And this part, they are with Skanska and Pöyry, and they have alliance contract. And our part is ready now, but they are still fixing some things. So after they have finished in beginning of December, we can get the traffic to the new road there. And then our part here, you can see these are the 3 interchanges we built. And then there are these 2, it's Vähäjoen, Bridge Vähäjoki and Bridge Luhdajoki, that were the biggest or longest bridges we built. And some background. So the client is Finnish Transport Infrastructure Agency, and part of the costs go to city of Lahti and Hollola. They are paying some quarter of the costs, and we started the actual construction at the beginning of April, and now we finished. It was about 2 or 3 weeks ago when we finished the building, so it was quite well in the schedule. And here are some numbers of the project. So it's a little bit under 9 kilometers, and the last kilometer is 2 + 1. So it's a motorway. Motorway 2 lanes there, and then the 3 new interchanges and 18 new bridges. And the biggest bridges were Vähäjoki S7, 230 meters, and S9 Luhdajoki, 280 meters. And here are some numbers that we did do beginning the building of the project here. There was quite a lot of pile slabs also at the end of the roads in the Ocaronian Interchange, and about 100 kilometers piles we have to put in the ground. And then these are not, here you can see the ground as it looks. It's a little bit under Lahti, but as you can see, there are quite big hills and also the valleys here. So this was our biggest, so this is the gray area, is the rock cutting area, and it was about 30 meters high. And then there was this valley, I think it was somewhere near to the bottom of the ground here. It was somewhere, I think the pillars were 25 meters and the piles were almost 45-50 meters high. And this is the second biggest bridge, S7 and S9. So it comes, or this one leaves almost straight from the rock cutting, and it goes over main road there. You can see there's a picture of, this is number 7. So it crosses, there's a small river here, and then the railroad that we crossed here, and then there's number 9. There's an existing road here, and then the small river. This was the biggest bridge we built it. And this one is one from number 9, and then some pictures. Soramäki Interchange here. it's already finished when these pictures were taken, and the Nostava Interchange still building the bridge there, and then Ocaronian Interchange, there's also a bridge building going on. And this is the Ocaronian part. So there are a lot of piles put on the ground. Some views from this is the biggest hill here, and this is bridge number 9. So almost from the hill of the rock, we have to go to the bridge. Okay, and that was about the slide. So, and
sorry, Harri, a small interrupt here. To message to the audience. So if you have any questions, so please write your questions to the chat. So we will collect those questions and we will answer those in the end of Harri's presentation. Please, Harri, continue.
Yep, thank you. So the use of the drones here, we had 3 drones in Lahti project. Phantom 4 RTK that was used for the ortophotos and for the point clouds. And then we had Phantom 4 Pro and Mavic Air 2 that were mainly used for 360 photos and videos. And we used them mainly for the designers, and then also for the meetings that we did with our client or subcontractor, so they could check for example, the 360 photos in the office, so they didn't have to go to the site. They could check them with the internet, Infrakit there. And then some use of the ortophotos. Here you can see this one is the bridge number 7 and the number 9 you can see there. And this was bridge number 43. But there was a case here. The client offered us the road. This is the old road here, and they said that we must use, this is the only road for these bridges here. So we have to use this road because we have to bring all the material and stuff for these places. And then when we dig this area for the bridge's footing here, our client said that this slope here was way too steep. So they said that we must dig it wider. And then when I showed them the orthophoto and then I showed the actual model for the digging, you can see it here. So I showed them that if we dig it as it should be digged, there isn't any room for the trucks and to bring the material here. So it was quite easy to show that we can't dig it wider, or then we have to take these rocks here, and that's quite difficult because this red line here is the area that we should stay inside of the area. So we can't go from here. And then they just said that we can leave this slope here, but we just have to be very careful when we drive the trucks and lorries here. So it was quite easy to show with this orthophoto and model. And then another case was here. I opened these already. Okay, they are coming here. So this is the Ocaronian Interchange here. As you could see, it loads quite quickly, these ortho ortophotos here. Almost when you click this one here, it's already here. So I flew this area when we started to build this, and then we realized that we had to fix this so that we could build this lane here. So you can see the old road goes from here and it continues here. We had to make a little curve here so that we could build the bridge here, and there it connects to the old road. And now the traffic goes here, and so that you can see that we moved it a little bit so that this lane was possible to build. So when we take the traffic to this lane, we could start digging the old road away. But then when we built it, we realized that we have to also make these stone lines here, so that when we take the traffic to this lane, there won't be room anymore to build this one. So we had to make this earlier, and then we moved the old road here. You can see it here. We had to make a little curve here, and then after that we could build this area here. And this was taken just before we took the traffic to this lane. And now when we took the traffic, after that we could start building. There's another road, you can see it here, it connects to this old road here. And it was easier, we could start building this alone without the traffic, and this was already done. This is the part that Lahti City will continue this road on, so we stopped it here. And for the northern part also, you can see here how we could plan the traffic. So here it connects, the new road connects to old road here. And this was taken in August, and the second one I placed here was, so it's 2.5 months later, and it's already done. In August there was still, the bridge was under construction and nothing had been finished yet, but 2.5 months and it looked like this. And then there's when we dig this old road here away, you can see that this was taken some month ago. The existing situation or the present situation here, you can see that now that the grass is growing here, you can't even tell where the old road went here. You can see it from this one. So it went from this alignment here, and now it looks like this. So it fits quite well to the ground or the environment. And then there's also you can see here I have the ground control points. This area here, these are the plans that I used. This is usually a one flight here. There's another here and it connects to this one. And for every flight I used to build 2 or 3 ground control points. So you can see it's the orange dot here over the cross. And it was measured in the field and then marked with here's a green cross just when it gets closer. Here, now you can see it better. So this one was measured with GPS. So with these ground control points, I can show to the client that this orthophoto is in right place. Here you can see another cross. So it's right in the middle of the cross. And these here you can see one cross somewhere there. So it's also in the middle. Now you can see it better. And for every flight, 2 or 3 crosses just to check that the orthophoto is in right place. We use the Phantom 4 RTK with a base station, so the accuracy is somewhere. For XY it's 2 or 3 centimeters, and for the height it's somewhere under 5 centimeters. But when I can show that this orthophoto is in right place, we can measure from the orthophotos different things. For example, the width of the asphalt or whatever you want to measure from there. And then I will show you the 360 photos. I placed them here. So we have taken a little bit under 1,400, 360 photos from our project. And the goal was that we should take the photos for every 2 weeks. And we placed them so that the gap between photos should have been about 200 meters. And then from the same spot, as you can see, if I scroll it closer, they are not in exactly the same spot. But when you use it like this, you can take them from the list here, and this list goes so that the newest one is on the top of the list and the oldest one is here. And I will show you some. These are quite useful because the designers have liked these a lot, because they are not on our side, they are working somewhere else, maybe Helsinki or Tampere or somewhere, but they can check from here that whether something has been done or has not been done. So this is the place that I showed earlier. And from the 360 photo, you can see the shapes and the height of the ground much more better than from the orthophoto. But of course you can't measure anything from here, but you get much better view of the site. So this was the place, and this you can also see that if you take them, for example, every 2 weeks, this works also as a diary, because you can check whether something was done or was not. And I will show you, this was the first one. Then after 2 months from the same place, you can see that some digging had been done here. But here the rock is still in its place, so they haven't done anything for that part yet. And then it was in August, there. So now you can see that there's already kind of a bed for the footing here, and they have blasted the rock from here and started digging it away. Then it was in August. Then I will show you September, and there you can see the slope that I mentioned earlier. It was 11th, this one. Now you can get a better view of the slope here. So this is the old road, and this is quite steep. You can also see there's half of a car going up the hill. And here you can see the other footing. They have digged the rocks away, and the first footing comes to this shell here. It was on September. Then I have one I will show one picture from January here. And there they have started to build the top of the bridge, as you can see it here. And this was taken in January, and there was no snow then, so the winter was quite good for the building, but not for skiing. Then the last picture here that was taken about a month ago. So almost is nearly done. You can see some cable, but I think this is a loose cable there. Then the railings, there's still a little bit to be fixed to the bridge railing here. And also on the other side there was missing some part of the railing. And number 7, it's already done there, and there you can see number 9 and the high hill there that we cut it. And then there's one, I will show one, or maybe I will show also there are quite beautiful views for this was from the bridge number 7. Here's the bridge I showed you, and this is number 7, and quite beautiful view. You can see also train going there. So you can get a better view from the air than from the ground. Then there was another picture from number 9 here. This one. Nice weather and beautiful views. See, this is the high hill, Patiokallio. And then the last picture I will show, this was quite funny. When the software stitched these pictures, is this one. There's an excavator doing the noise barrier in Soramäki. There's the Soramäki Interchange, and this is our special excavator designed for the noise barriers. As you can see, it seems that there's 2 buckets here. And I said to the driver that he should fix a 3rd bucket to the middle so that he could do the top of the noise barrier. It would be much more quicker. And then the quickly view of the point clouds also. So for the rock cuttings, I took the point clouds. You can see the model here. So it's a triangle mesh, and I'm not sure how quickly it loads here, but okay, here you can see the triangle mesh. And from the 3D view, I saved them as a views here, and then I opened them with 3D map. They are already here. This is the high hill in Patiokallio, so it looks quite good. And with this is as built. You can see it was cut in 2 levels. You can see the edge here, and I can show you the plan how it should have been. Okay, it came with the same color. Now it's with different color. Here maybe some brighter. Here, the purple one is the as-built, and the green is how it should have been built. So you can see that here you can see some purple color. So we have to dig the ditches a little bit deeper. Here, and on this side you can see some parts. This one, because this as-built model, you can see it through the plan. So this place or area here, it wasn't wide enough, but it was so small that you can maybe see it here better. Here you can see this is the as-built model, and this is how it was planned. Then maybe last view from the Soramäki, where we had a little bit more rock cutting. Here you can see these models. For these you can also take the, for example, the first ramp, this one here. So here you can see the ditches. We have to dig them deeper. Yeah, I think that was about it. I think it went a little bit over time, but not much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Harri. It was very interesting presentation and lots of very important information in it. So we have some questions from the audience, so we will start to walk those through. So first of all, it's technical question, and you mentioned that you measured the ground control points with GPS. So, and then there was a question related to that about those ground control points. So were those permanent or temporary? So how long they stay there?
Oh, it's when you build the road like that one, it's quite hard to build permanent points there, because so they were not permanent. We just painted the cross there before the flight, and then did the flight or the measuring. You can also measure them after the flight, but these were not permanent. But it would be better if I have some larger area where we can build the permanent crosses, then it would be better. But not in the road like that. There's not enough room.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yes, nice. And some questions are related to process. We have lots of technical questions as well here, but some questions related to process. So you mentioned that you can measure lots of things from the orthophoto. So could you go a little bit deeper on that? So what kind of solution you got that? What kind of, you measure the width of the pavement, but what else?
Maybe, for example, in some project we did have to also show that the paintings here were in right place, and all the lanes that they were, that the width of the lane was that it should be how it was planned. But now I have the plan here somewhere that where I can show the paintings, and then the client could compare it on the top of the orthophoto. So we didn't have to measure the paintings at all.
Yeah, and question related to that is that how did it go? How did it went with the customer? So did you start the communication that hey, we could do it like this way, or was it customers, the client proposal, and how often you deal with the client when you were showing the orthophotos and showing the measurements? Was it daily or monthly or?
I think that it was almost daily, because we had the access to the client. They could also come to Infrakit and check the orthophotos. And this compilation here, it has all the latest orthophotos. We use I think it's a cloud service called Pointscene, and we place the orthophotos there, and then I have the latest orthophotos from every area already there. So they can check it almost daily.
Yeah.
Then they can also check, for example, some what are the lamps called? Are they lamps? The light.
It sounds very good process, and it sounds very good way to communicate with the customer. So related to some way of working. So how many people there were your land surveyor guys who use the drones, and how often you did the flight?
Well, as I said earlier, for the 360 photos, we were planning that we should take them for every 2 weeks. But we only had, in this project, we had 3 surveyors in the field, 1 for the bridges and 2 for the road. And they just didn't have the time to take it as often as I thought that we should take them. So if I started this again from the beginning, there should be 1 person who should take the flights and then do the processing. We are using Agisoft to do the ortophotos there, and there should be 1 person. Okay, maybe he can do something else with this one, but we didn't have enough men or surveyors to do as often as I thought that we should.
So yes, thank you. Here was a question related to what kind of software you used for post-processing the photos, but it was Agisoft, you mentioned.
Yeah, we use Agisoft.
Yeah.
And we have now, I think we have 4 or 5 more RTK drones here in Finland in the bigger projects, and we all use Agisoft.
Yeah. What about the point clouds? How did the process went with the point clouds? So you get the point clouds to Infrakit. So were there any softwares within that process?
Yeah, we are using this Finnish software called 3D Win. So I took the points here and then did the processing in 3D Win. So I made the model ready so that I got the triangle mesh from here, and then I placed it, uploaded it to Infrakit.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. And one question more related to accuracy. So, what do you think about the accuracy in general level? So you mentioned that you got the base station. So how many base stations you got, and what would be the accuracy without base station, and how far you can go from the base station that accuracy is good enough?
We had, as you saw, we had 2 other hills there, and at first I thought that we should need 3 base stations, but we could place them so that we only had two base stations there, and there was, I think that when we flew the Soramäki interchange there, the gap between base stations somewhere 6 to 7 kilometers, and it went quite well. And then when you place the ground control points there, you can also check whether you have to a little bit move the model or the point clouds if it don't fix to the ground control points.
Yeah. Then there is a thank you. And then there is a one more technical question. I didn't quite get that if you answered that, so I will take it again. So, what about the triangle mesh? So, and how did you make the triangle mesh from the point cloud? So, what was the software in there?
You can use whatever software you want, but we are using 3D Win. So yeah. I brought the points to the 3D Win, and then there's this one where you can do the triangle mesh. For example, here I have one triangle mesh that I have done. You can see it at the bottom of the cutting here.
Yeah.
And then I just uploaded this triangle mesh to Infrakit.
Yeah, for the audience, for your interest, so the 3D Win is commonly used land surveyors program here in Finland. So I think that everybody is using that. What do you think?
Yeah. In Finland,
yeah.
Because it's the best software. They should use it in Europe anyway.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah. So I think that we had these questions. I have read all the questions that we got. So now I have one question. So you saw some pictures from January, and why there were not snow? We were in Finland.
Actually, I will show you another picture. I think it was in February where there was snow. It's the same place here in this was, I think, this one. Maybe you can see some snow. Yeah, this was our winter last year. Not much, but still quite. And then this was in February, and if you look at March, I think this one, it's summer again. I'm not sure if it was, summer again.
So we have had snow in Finland as well.
Yeah.
Last year, but not so often anymore than in 90s.
Yeah.
So if we don't have any more questions, I will check a little bit here from our message screen. No, I will thank the audience, and I will thank especially you, Harri.
Thank you.
And it was very good presentation, and everybody have this webinar. It has been recorded, so you can find it later on from internet. So we will send you guys a link. So have a lovely Wednesday, all of you. Thank you.